You're listening to the LouddMouth Radio Network. What up, everybody? This is Sonny, your LouddMouth of Comedy. I got something to share with you guys. You listening? Check it out. Sonny's LouddMouth Comedy Presents is coming to, what? Shooters Bar and Grill of Temecula. We're doing comedy and karaoke every third Wednesday live comedy event, right? We're doing open mic, feature comics, and we're topping it off with karaoke. Now, this is the best part. I need you to get your tickets. We're doing advance tickets and table reservations. We're not doing anything at the door, which means you need to get your tickets. And you need to go to where? LouddMouthComedy.com. That's LOUDDMOUTH, LouddMouthComedy.com, all together. Get your tickets. Tell the homies. You can get you some reservations for tables, seating. Also, listen, if you are a comic or maybe you do spoken word or you might sing or something like that, you want to take part in the open mic, I need you to go to LouddMouthComedy.com and get your opportunity to get registered and signed up for the open mic. It's limited spaces. Don't let me tell you I didn't tell you ahead of advance now. You got to do this in advance, right? And you need to be registered well in advance, okay? So you need to go to LouddMouthComedy.com. Uncontrollable laughter, great food, drinks, and a comfortable atmosphere. I can't wait to see you. Welcome to LouddMouth Radio Network. My name is Sonny. As a former professional athlete turned entrepreneur realtor and the producer of LouddMouth Radio Network, I look forward to bringing content to you that empowers, inspires, and entertains you. Tune in each week as we have unscripted and unfiltered talks from entrepreneurship, real estate, politics, entertainment, comedy, LGBTQ topics, day-to-day life, and everything in between. All shows available on demand 24/7 on your favorite podcast platforms. San Jacinto, Temecula Valley areas, and throughout the Inland Empire. Are you looking to become a homeowner in 2024? Register today for the New Home and the New Year seminar hosted by Soul by Sonny. Let's get you from rental to homeowner in the new year. Get the latest insight of down payment assistance programs, whether you purchased a home before or purchasing for the first time. We want to make sure you're provided with the necessary information needed for you to buy your new home in 2024. Look forward to seeing you there.
Hi, I'm Hector Calvillo of J&H Automotive, located at 611 West Florida Avenue in Hemet, California. We are a full-service automotive repair shop where you can always expect to receive the highest quality repairs, fairest pricing, best customer service in the industry. My brother George and I grew up watching our dad work on classic cars as a backyard mechanic. His hard work ethic and dedication led us to opening up J&H Automotive in 2009. We started out with a 500 square foot repair shop, and we have consistently grown over the past 15 years to our new 10,000 square foot repair facility in the heart of Hemet. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Call 951-766-5999 to set an appointment for all your automotive service needs.
Hello, my name is Takasha Smith. I'm the owner of Takasha's Kitchen, based out of Menifee, in the Southern California area. As a chef and caterer, I provide private cooking classes, couples dinners, and private parties. As a female pitmaster, I am able to create a personalized experience for your family reunion gatherings. I create menus based on my clients' needs to have a more personal vibe. You can find Takasha's Kitchen on all social media networks such as Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and my YouTube channel at Takasha's Kitchen. And that's spelled TACASHAS Kitchen, KITCHEN.
You're listening to the LouddMouth Radio Network. All right, so I want to welcome to the studio. In this particular episode of For the Love of Comedy, I have a very special guest in the studio, none other than comedian Mr. Nic Flair. Welcome to For the Love of Comedy at LouddMouth Radio Network.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you here, man. This man is a hard-working brother. Can I tell you, he just finished his set at the Shamrock, the Irish pub in Marietta. and now I got him in the studio. That's dedication, y'all. I appreciate you, Nic.
I don't know. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate letting me be here.
Yeah, man. So I got to let you open up the floor and tell us a little bit about yourself and, where you're from, and we're going to get right into it.
All right. I'm from San Diego.
Okay.
I kind of grew up all over. So I've lived in like every part of San Diego.
Born and raised?
And I wasn't born here. I was born in Monterey Bay, California.
Okay. So you are still a Cali boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
That's
and then,
cool.
I started doing stand-up in 2010.
Okay. So 14 years this year.
Yeah, but I had like
Nice.
some breaks in between.
Man, I
But
get it.
It is what it is.
Exactly.
I still get back on the grind every time. So
I know that's right. So how long have you been running hard, this last or from your break?
my last break was 2017 to about 2019,
Okay, like a 2-year break.
like a 2-year break, and that's because my wife and I separated. I didn't want to do anything.
Right, I get that.
I think I did maybe like a couple mics in between,
Right.
but I was just to get it out. But then we got back together and we moved up to the city. We were in Arizona,
Oh,
and we moved to the
wow.
city,
Okay.
and then I was like, yo, I gotta go back. I know people out here, so I can really like hit the grind.
Yeah.
And then it just was like a domino effect. Like everybody was like, yo, you're funny. Where are you
Nice.
from? Are you from here? And I'm like, no, I'm from San Diego.
Okay.
But then, yeah, it was just like, I'd do a show, and then another person would be like, hey, do this show. And then-
Repetition. That's nice.
Yeah.
And this was in Cali or in Arizona?
This was in Arizona.
Okay. So how long did you do the circuit in Arizona?
It was probably like a good year.
Okay.
And then I made it to a showcase at a club,
Okay.
and I killed. And then I was like, hell yeah. And this is like a club that's like all over the country. So I was like,
Okay.
oh, this
A
is my
national
in.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was January of 2020.
Okay. Which club? Do you mind saying?
I think it was House of Comedy.
House of Comedy. Okay. Word. That was in Arizona.
It was in Arizona. And
Nice.
then I
Okay.
killed, and they're like, send me your availability
Okay.
for March, April.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm in.
Then you got booked.
And then COVID hit.
Oh.
And then they shut down, and I was like, damn.
wow.
And then,
Deflation.
yeah, I was like, damn,
Dang.
that's crazy. And then I hit him up when people's places started opening up.
Right.
And I hit the booker up, and she was like, oh, I don't work there anymore.
Oh.
I was like, damn.
Don't you hate that, man?
And she was like, I'll introduce you to the new one. And I was like, no, it's cool. I'll handle it myself.
Okay.
And the dude never hit me back.
Oh, wow.
I was like, damn. And then we eventually were like, all right, let's go back to San Diego.
Okay.
And we were like, let's buy a house.
Okay.
And that's not working because houses in San Diego are like $1 million.
Right. You got to know where you're at.
Yeah.
For
And
real.
we're not there.
We're not there. There's so many people right now that is dealing with that exact thing of trying to figure it out. And you're not at the point where you're full time in comedy yet.
No.
So you're balancing like a lot of us that are in, as they say, in that grind.
Yeah.
Right. So how has that been for you? So you got back to San Diego.
Yeah, my life is very scheduled because I have
Okay.
2 kids.
Okay.
And so I work early in the morning.
Okay.
My wife drops them off, and then
Okay.
I pick them up.
Nice.
And then I'm dad. Like I'll do dinners and like all that stuff. Make sure the
Okay.
house is clean. Make sure it's good.
Okay.
And then like if I have shows, I definitely got to make sure things are good.
Yeah.
And then I dip out, go do the show, come back, go to work early.
That's Superman, y'all. That's
So,
Superman. I
My
love
wife,
it.
like just even with us, I was like, I gotta figure out like
Right,
time.
I know. You're very right. Because initially I was trying to have you and Kevin together.
Yeah,
But it works out.
Yeah.
And what I love about it is that when you're in this industry, you understand you got to have some flexibility.
Yeah.
I would suggest.
Oh no, for sure.
So sometimes things slip and slide.
Yeah.
So. Shouts out to K-Dot. She had a wonderful opportunity that spent out. I haven't even talked about it, but they opened up opportunity for Kevin Davis to step in for this first feature show that we're doing next week here in Temecula, right? So, and because of the opportunity, I was like, yo, I'm giving you good graces because it's a wonderful opportunity, and she's getting that momentum up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like working in the gym. Right,
Yeah.
it's repetitions out here. So,
Repetition, yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
So how long have you been going full back into it full now?
For the last like 4 years.
Okay, since
Yeah.
you got back
Since
on the ground.
since we got back
Okay,
to San Diego, because I already knew majority of the people here.
right.
But I mean, there was still like new faces, like
Right.
kind of running stuff, so I had to like prove myself.
Correct.
But
I
then
get
there was
that.
the people that were like, "Yo, he's funny. Like,
I love it.
put him on."
Yeah.
And then,
I enjoyed the National Lampoon's Yellow Door. I did a
Oh,
set
yeah.
over there.
How'd that go?
It's dope.
yeah, I saw the
It's
clips.
dope.
It looked good.
Yeah,
It looked good.
It's
Yeah,
a nice venue. It's got a lot of promise. I think that it was a wonderful time period to kind of warm up the club, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
because their grand opening is next month. So now's a great time to kind of familiarize with yourself with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's some shows that are happening and stuff like that. And so I see, you know, one of the things I think is cool about San Diego seems to be a tight-knit community of rotations of spaces. And everybody that I've come across has just been real cool. You know what I mean? It's San Diego's a lot more relaxed in some ways than LA. You know,
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
yeah, people that if you've never been to California, you know, LA, San Diego, Temecula, every area has a different vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And San Diego's like, you know, a lot of people think beach and ocean.
Yeah, it's more laid back.
It's a lot more laid
LA
back.
is LA.
It's
Everybody,
Hollywood,
yeah,
you know what I'm
everybody's
saying?
trying to do
So,
something out there.
Absolutely. So you got to understand where you are, right? And how has it been for you now, balancing with the family, and you're picking up, your shows are starting to pick up more? Because man, look, this dude, man, he had a show tonight. He's got one Thursday, Friday.
And then I have another show, like a private show Saturday.
Yeah. So
And I'm going to SeaWorld Saturday.
with the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. See what I'm talking about? I love it. The life work balance all the way around.
Yeah,
So,
it's a lot, but
yeah, because you're working a full-time job.
I work a full-time job.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this: what got you? What drew you into comedy?
well, like as a kid, I always wanted to do stand-up. Like I saw my two favorite stand-ups of all time are Jamie Foxx and Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
And so like their specials straight from the foxhole.
Okay.
And then You So Crazy.
Yes.
And I was like 6 watching this, but I was like, this is amazing.
We were all just illegitimately doing things.
Yeah.
You know, I there's some space between us. I can already tell because Nick, literally, I was like, you're the same age you're talking about watching Benny Hill and Carol Burnett,
and I've watched that stuff too. So.
I love Luke. Yeah, so but Benny Hill was so inappropriate.
Oh yeah,
I'm 7, 8 years old.
Yeah, and I'm the youngest of my siblings, so
Yeah.
like they're watching that, so I'm like, okay, I'll watch this, and
Right.
And then like fast forward like 2010, like I always wanted to do something with acting, and that was always the
No formal training prior to.
nah.
Okay.
And then I had a boss that was like, hey, you're funny. You ever thought about doing stand up? And I'm like, hell yeah. I don't know how to get into it.
How old were you at that time?
I was 22.
Okay. Oh, young enough to get it, but old enough to start with it.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
like when I started, and he basically was just like every day for like 3 months was like, "Yo, you ready? Did you write?" And I was like, "No, I'm not ready." No.
Oh, he was putting the pressure on you.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to do this. And then one day he came in and he was like, "You busy tonight?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "What's up?" And he was like,
Lord.
"I signed you up for something. Don't back out." And I was like, "Oh."
Oh, he pushed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so it wasn't
That was
even
that leap.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like a mic. It was an actual show.
Oh, this was your first going up?
First time going up, it was an
Wow.
actual.
How much time did you prepare?
I did like 5 minutes.
Okay.
And
How'd you do?
I actually killed, and I was like, "This is amazing."
Nice. You're talking about a confidence booster out the gate. That's
And
dope.
then,
That's not always the norm, right?
Yeah. No, I was like, "Oh,
But you was
hell yeah,
hooked.
I'm about to do this all the time."
You was hooked.
And then at that place, you can only do it like every other week. So the second time
This was in San Diego.
Yeah, this is at U31.
Okay.
And I remember going back the second time, and I was like, "I'm about to kill this."
Oh.
And I bombed hard.
Woo!
And I was like, "Oh, this is what happens. This is."
Yeah. Wait till you hear what Kevin said with some veteran advice. But I'll mention it right now. He made a statement today about being humble, and sometimes you're gonna do well, sometimes you're gonna bomb, and just stay even keel.
Yeah.
Don't let your head swell up.
Yeah.
It'll set you up.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing with me too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people will be like, "You're really funny," and I'm just like, "Okay." Like I don't.
You're just like, oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
right?
I appreciate it. Yeah. But I don't. I've never been the type to brag.
Right.
About anything.
Humbleness, man, it'll take you far.
Yeah.
Because it is nothing worse than, it can affect your psyche.
Yeah.
And for some people, they never recover. You know what I'm saying? And
some people hit that high, then when it goes away, then
they can't get back to it. So it feels like it's fleeting all the time.
So and then they lost in themselves. So.
Exactly. I think, I haven't really had somebody say this, but I would think it's kind of like, if you think about it, the time period that you're up there, be on the high of it.
Yeah.
And when it's done, that's when it's done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of having that attitude.
Yeah.
And I think that helps to keep you buckled in and not, overexerted about it. And that helps to keep that humble pie part of it together.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. I treat every show the exact same. If there's 100 people, if there's 4 people, like those 4 people can be the greatest audience you ever had.
Oh God, man, synchronicity. Kevin was talking about today how he had a 3-person show, and I think Laguna and Nagil, and he said it was just fantastic.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? It's the level of professionalism as a entertainer and an artist, that you don't disrespect the audience because the audience is smaller. Yeah. Versus, of course somebody would like to have a full room but don't treat these people that did come out and decide to make appearance to support and see your set and disrespect them just because there's only a few people in the room and shortchange them, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it makes it even more intimate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes it. That's what I'm saying. It makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, you can work out a lot of stuff.
You can work out a lot of stuff.
And you can pull out stuff you ain't even thought you wanted.
Yeah, no, I did that. I did a show up here actually, and there was like 3 people, and it was probably one of the greatest. And I just ran like a bunch of new stuff, and they were like, "Oh, that's funny," and I was like, "Okay, cool." Right,
and it gives you some measurement, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's a great way to get that versatility.
Yeah.
Right. Because, you'll mix up maybe something you're throwing that you're ad-libbing on, and something might be your actual set, and things might be in work in progress. Right. So I could appreciate that. So just for you at this point, what do you foresee if you had your way right now? What would comedy be for Nic Flair without restriction?
I would be gone all night. I'd be gone every night.
Word.
Because I love just getting on stage and just making people smile. Like that was my thing. Just even before I did stand up, I was just that guy that would make people laugh and do all that kind of stuff.
Word.
And just being up there, it's like a high you can't explain.
Yeah, it is.
So really is. I would be out every night if I could.
Man, we're attention whores.
Yeah, I see, and that's the thing. I'm not. Like
during the time period that we're there in that moment, you know, and you're, and you're there with that intention.
Yeah.
Right. But some of us really are. But what I think is cool about you, Nic, and I know this is actually my physical first time meeting you. But I was watching some of your stuff online prior to us physically meeting, and I love to be able to see how you can kind of get this sense of dry humor, and you can have this even tone voice. And one of the things, even tonight as I was listening to you do your set, for some people, I'm loudmouth. I might get loud, right, or project my voice more. But you're pretty even tone. So one of the cool things that you do, I don't even know if you know this consciously, but one of the cool things that I noticed that you do, because of the volume of your voice and the tone of your voice, and you have depth in your voice, but you're soft spoken in a sense, and because of that, it makes the room have to bring down the room noise for them to be able to plug into what you're saying. Yeah. So you're controlling the room, even if you're...
Yeah, no, I've been told that before.
Yeah.
And it kind of works to my advantage because I don't switch up. Like, I talk like this. I go on stage like this. I don't really do act outs. Like, I do like a little things here and there.
I do, yeah.
But you know what I mean? I don't...
It's kind of even killed with your personality.
Yeah.
I could see that. But I was paying attention tonight, and I was like, because there was a couple times I was all the way in the back of the room, so I was just listening, and you dropped a couple jokes, and that time period, for one, people are laughing as you're delivering. So then you're steadily, you I think too, you have just consciously became accustomed to pacing.
Yeah.
it's like you're taking a breath because your tone is even keel. You give people time to laugh, and then you still have opportunity to say what you need to say.
Yeah.
To where they're not overpowering your voice, right? So I was checking you out, bro. I was like, okay, I feel you. And it's amazing how, as you're doing this thing, you develop in so many ways. You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's always room for growth.
Mm-hmm. There definitely is. My stand-up, when I started, is nothing like what it's like now. I was like, trying to be dirty and like obscene, and like just make like shots.
And that's the average of how sometimes.
Yeah, and then I kind of found like my niche, and like I've had people that went to shows back then and were like, "Oh, you're disgusting."
Who was singing? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Cecilia Tyson.
Okay.
And Kiki Palmer.
Yeah.
I like Kiki.
Yeah.
She's hot.
Yeah. Look at that. Cicely Tyson's blessing the room for us. All right. We'll take that.
I like it.
We'll take it.
I don't know what she looked like. I never heard of her, but.
Oh, you've heard of Cicely Tyson. You just probably don't know who she is.
Maybe.
She passed a few years ago, one of her most famous movies was Miss Jane Pittman. And Cicely Tyson, when she died, she was in her 90s. I actually have an autobiography, but I don't know if I have it on the shelf in the room right now. But just take a look her up. You can
look her up. Yeah.
And very petite but powerful woman, man. And it's funny because like you were talking tonight, and you talk about your height, and even with you being a shorter guy, you still deliver and you pull people in, right?
Yeah.
So for you, you said you would go kind of full time if you were in position. If
I was given the opportunity and it would work out, I would definitely go full time.
Have you done any acting outside of stand up?
I've done like web series stuff.
Is it your thing?
I mean, I would love to. When I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor, but it just never came around.
And Not yet.
But then, like me and my cousin would write like scripts and try to send them places. Nothing ever happened.
Okay.
I would try to go to like auditions, but I never had a ride. Like I knew like there would be some auditions for this.
Right.
And
now, were you going to LA to audition?
No, this was just like the local stuff.
Okay.
But I never made it.
There's a lot of things are happening now for sure.
Yeah.
When you started back then.
Yeah.
So you're open to like comedic acting.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I'm down for any of that stuff. I want to do that.
Do you like improv?
I love it. I've done improv too. I was part of a couple groups.
Nice.
I've done some shows where it's stand up and improv, so you do some of the improv too.
Yes.
And then like I didn't really do much tonight, but I usually will improv some just crowd work.
Right.
I do that a lot too. A lot of the things I post, and I don't know if you realize.
Yeah, I saw that. You did a little bit of tonight.
Yeah, I didn't really.
Little bit, not heavy.
Yeah, I was trying to get some new jokes out.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, don't do any crowd work. But then I ended up doing a little bit of crowd work.
You still did, yeah. And this is, I was talking to Kevin about this too in regards to filling the room, right? And I checked you out. You came in and you just went right into the bang. So for you being in California and on the circuit, is there something that you haven't achieved yet that you would like to see happen for you beyond what you're doing right now?
I mean, I would like to go more out of state and really see like if my comedy.
Some out of state bookings.
Yeah, I mean, I've done like Arizona, but that's about it.
Regionally out of state.
And then I've gone up and down the coast of California. I've done every club in Arizona. I've done a lot of the clubs.
The entire state of Arizona?
Yeah.
Oh, word. What part of Arizona were you in?
I lived in Casa Grande, which is like a little tiny town, like a trucker town.
Oh, yeah.
Between Phoenix and Tucson.
Okay.
And then I've lived in Mesa and Chandler. So that.
Oh yeah, you did kind of cover the state.
Yeah, and then it's just I just started hitting up every club out there.
Word. So I mean, at least you I think one of the things that's important when you're working a circuit and you're not fully all the way running, I think you need to be able to know where you want to go with it. Right.
Yeah.
And I think it helps you to develop even more, and it gives you something to go after.
Yeah.
Right. Not everybody does that, but I think it does help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think we're just going to kind of close in with this. And I wanted to ask you this. For those that are interested in comedy, considering comedy, what would you say, Nick, as a comic, and your advice to them? In terms of comedy and coming into this industry and coming into this game, what are your thoughts?
I would say it's funny that you asked that, because before the show tonight, there was a guy talking about, I'm heard I'm funny, da da da,
Okay.
and I was like, okay, well, I mean, he's like, what does it take? And I was like, honestly, you just sign up for an open mic, and then if you feel, you just start doing the grind,
right?
Because you have to do the grind no matter what.
Correct.
I mean, yeah, some people get to a point, and like right now, I can't do like the mic grind, because I got a bunch of stuff, and I can't do shows and mics and take care of my family.
Right.
But the advice I always give is just hit up an open mic, and then they're like, well, I don't know what to write. I'm like, write what's funny to you.
Correct.
Because whatever's funny to you is going to project, and it'll make it funny for the audience. Unless, I mean, and then, comedy is, it's subjective, so.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to find.
Because you pretty much, do you write in sense of the feeling of making yourself laugh, or what you think people would laugh at? I
write what I laugh at. Okay. And a lot of my material is based on my life. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things that are funny to me that happen, I'm like, okay, I'm going to turn that into a joke.
That, yeah.
I don't turn everything into a joke, because there's a lot of stuff I could use, but.
Right. You reserve a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to put my whole life on blast. So.
Right.
But that's my main thing, is that I tell guys or girls that, like, hey, just write what you think is funny.
Correct.
And just go out there and grind, network, get to know as many people as you can,
and get plugged in.
And get plugged in, because then that's how it works.
Opportunity
could be anybody.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
But yeah, that's pretty much the advice I usually give. For anybody that wants to try it. And I've convinced one of my cousins to do stand-up.
Okay. And how they doing?
She did good.
Okay.
And then she did.
Is she pursuing it? Or?
No. She's still like, oh, I want to do it. I'm like, do it. Yeah, but she did that like 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Because people think it's very, very easy. It looks like that because of the
no, I get that all the time,
but it's not.
I usually get like you're so brave and I can never do that. I'm like, it's really not anything. You just, maybe it's because I've been doing it for so long.
Exactly.
And
because people would have a different opinion, for real. Not everybody.
And see, and another thing, because I had another cousin start comedy with me, but he always had stage fright.
Oh, wow.
And so like my thing was, this is another thing of advice too, is because he would ask me like, how do you not like get stage fright? I also took like public speaking, and I was also
working through it, right?
And I also did like plays in high school,
right?
But I always treat every show like, so that's why I can do crowd work too, is that I treat every show like the people in the crowd are just like my friends.
Word. Because it gives you more level of comfort, huh?
Yeah, it's more like you shoot the shit with your friends.
Yeah.
And that's when you're like snapping and like all that kind of stuff. So it's easy to just snap on somebody and then kind of bring it back. Because, I mean, you could talk crap.
Right.
But then you got to like
control that situation.
Because then if that person goes,
because it could take control.
They could take it a whole nother way.
Yeah.
Which I've had that happen.
Seen that.
I've had that happen a bunch of times.
Oh, wow.
Where they're like, oh, I'll fight you. And I'm like, it's a joke, bro.
Right.
Like, calm down.
Yeah, bring it back. But that's really true. And sometimes people, and these are things that you learn.
Yeah.
There's not, there is a comedy Bible, but
yeah.
But there's really work, and you have to figure out from your own position and how you are, and according to work, fill in the room.
Yeah, nobody ever really taught me what to do. I had to like kind of figure this out on my own.
Yeah, trial and error.
Yeah, and that's so like those kind of instances kind of happened like a long time ago.
Yes.
And like now I maybe the last like 5-6 years, I realized like, okay, I could talk shit, but I got to bring it back.
Correct.
Because
what you gonna go with it if it gets...
Yeah, because then it'll go sideways, and I'm just like...
And you can lose your whole equilibrium.
Yeah, you could use your whole momentum, and you start to feel a type of way, and then you're just like...
And then the crowd's gonna sense it, and then then you just lose everyve
Yeah.
It goes south fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I think Nick, you're an amazing comic, man. I've been really appreciating you sharing your craft and sharing your talents and doing your thing. I'm already Appreciative of you being a part of this show that we got coming up September 21st at Shooter's Barn Grill right here in Temecula. The almighty man Nic Flair, as well as featured comic Kevin Davis.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he is, and real cool dude.
Yeah, I've known Kevin for a long time.
Yeah, and he had just high regards to say for you as well.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's a great dude.
That's what's up. I love it, man. So basically for me, Nic, that's all I got, I really, really appreciate you taking the time out. I know you've been working tonight, and this is literally your third moment of the stop of the day, so I'm not going to hold you as late. And I appreciate you, man, coming in.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I'm glad you came, man.
This was a lot of fun. Yeah. Even if we're just talking.
For the love of comedy.
For the love of comedy,
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So make sure, Nic, let people know how they can find you and follow you.
You can find me on Instagram. I am Nic Flair.
Word.
TikTok. I am Nic Flair. Facebook. Nic Flair. NICFLAIR.
Word.
I am Nic Flair. That's the only really things I really go on. Really.
Okay.
There's too much media.
Oh my God, it's a lot. There's so many options. Yeah.
YouTube.
Snap and chatting and all everything else.
Snapchat. I stopped using.
I never really got into Snapchat.
I didn't really either. I would just post videos and then see like what happens.
Right.
But
I don't even know if Snapchat's still even popular right now like that.
I don't even think so. Like
I think TikTok done faded it out.
TikTok.
I think TikTok took them.
TikTok and Instagram faded it out.
IG. I think they took them down a little bit, man. So they snapped out, right? All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in to For the Love of Comedy, y'all. Mr. Nic Flair.
Thank you.
You're listening to the LouddMouth Radio Network.